Now, Dr. Group, the article's on Infowars.com, shifting gears into some really positive news. Trump has come out and said he's got real concerns about vaccines and the fact that they're liability protected. Again, we're not saying vaccines don't have some merit or technology. They're dirty. They're out of control. The inserts admit they can kill you. That's a fact. They've been stonewalling it. We've got an article up on Infowars.com we'll put up there that is your plan that I think Trump should really look at. But I think the public should just create their own plans, their own ideas, and other doctors and other healthcare providers. And we have the article on Infowars.com. We'll put it on screen to talk about your healthcare plan to try to get Trump to have alternative medicine and nutrition be added in to coverage because we're getting so sick. Admittedly, infant mortality's up, our life expectancy's down. The answer obviously is not just treating the illness, but actually finding out why we got it to begin with. It's an amazing plan. And so I'd like you to just quickly read over this in the time we have and hope that listeners send this to the White House, send this to Congress, and send this to others because we're in this critical time of trying to kill Obamacare, which they admit is part of a global government takeover plan in their own words now. We knew that years ago. It's incredible they admit it. And so what we should replace it with, again, things we know that will keep people from getting sick and, for many, many decades to come.
Well, thanks for having me on, Alex. It's always great to be on your show. Like you were saying earlier, the globalists control and the globalists are running scared right now because their main mission is just to control you, control the population, and to control the earth. And that's what they're doing and what we've been talking about for years and years and years.
They call themselves technocrats, global rule by computers that they program.
Yeah, and so this is a big part of this is actually you as well, because it's what we've been talking about so long, and I'm just glad that you're part of this, and it's what we've been saying for a long time is to address the root cause. And what we're doing is just collaborating, and hopefully more people can collaborate on this, and the White House will listen. And we have put out an open letter to Tom Price, Secretary Price, which is the Health and Human Services Secretary, to basically create an advisory committee under the new health care plan.
And by the way, Putin's done this, bringing in supplements and organics as their new national product. This is already the only thing booming still in our economy. People know this. Why not get the president behind it for small business generation?
It's going to save massive amounts of dollars. I mean, trillions and trillions of dollars are spent on health care. And the problem is, healthcare is not addressing the root cause of the problem.
Sure, I mean, we don't need a cure to breast cancer. We need to find out why it's up 3,000%.
Listen, we have proven, and I've spoken with doctors at the last 20 years. I've gone around the world, and you have too. We have proven natural medicinal protocols that can pretty much wipe out every single disease, okay? And even the hospitals and major scientific journals have published this.
It's everywhere now.
It's everywhere.
It's just like without vitamin C, you die. Boom. They won't. I see the hospitals say they see all these people with scurvy. My dad would see them. No one tells you have scurvy because you don't get leafy vegetables or your stomach doesn't absorb them. Something very simple like that. Or the cancer rates if you don't have selenium. I mean, it's a fact.
We already have linked, fluoride, deficiency of iodine, colors, genetically modified foods, artificial ingredients, phthalates, all the chemicals in the water supply. That is a proven fact. All of those have been linked to the majority of the diseases out there today. All we're asking the White House and President Trump and HHS Secretary Tom Price to do is assemble a team of experts in these fields that have no ties to the pharmaceutical industries, to the food industry, to the chemical industries that can present all of this research on these compounds, these toxic compounds, to the president so we can start taking action and addressing the root.
And again, he's already created a commission to expose and look at the vaccines, so you go through it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, let us present all of our research to whoever we need to present it to decide whether or not and how that can be included in.
And by the way, as you know, there are hundreds of studies in the U.S. alone where 3 flu shots doubles your chances of Alzheimer's. CBS News 15 years ago. The CDC's own internal documents that came out in 2001 where the head of the CDC says, my God, I'm not going to give my grandkids vaccines. We've brain damaged millions, but we've got to cover this up. I mean, it's all there. We have all the smoking guns.
Yeah, and listen to this. They just had a study that was published by Yahoo News about a month ago that said a tiny dose of hormone-disrupting chemicals, just a tiny dose, is responsible for $340 billion in health-related costs.
And now they admit the #1 cause of death now of unnatural cause is flesh-eating bacteria or a bacteria that are drug resistant, and it's just flooding. And all of us know this. This is the #1 threat to us right now. For unless you're like you're above 65 years of age, and it's heart attacks and cancer. We need to develop these things, and there's all sorts of herbal remedies and treatments and silver and things that aren't cures in many cases, but are better treatments in their own studies than the antibiotics that aren't working. And I don't care if it's an antibiotic or silver or whatever. Some things will work with silver, some's an antibiotic. I just want it to work. I want my kids to live.
Well, it's just been suppressed, and all we're asking for is to lift that veil and let us show you.
I wonder why people are so fat. You said this 10 years ago. It's on record. Bisphenol A makes you obese, shuts down and screws up your hormones.
That's right. The American Cancer Society came out on Tuesday with a study saying that cases among millennials, colon cancer cases, are rising at
doubled
2 to 3 times the rate.
Yeah. In fact, you're right. Yeah, it was triple. Sorry, it was
triple the rate. So I mean, that's pretty much what's going on right now.
Triple the rate, and they said, oh, it's junk food. No, it's the additives. You can't go to a place that has McNuggets, that have plasticizers in them. You can't eat plastic.
In all of the fast food restaurants, there was another study actually that just came out. All the fast food restaurant boxes and all of the paper
are
that
lined
they
in
put
bisphenol
A contain fluoride chemicals in the packaging material, again designed to alter you and keep you in a controllable state. Now, I've spent the last couple of months because I'm trying to. Everybody is very confused about what's going on with the repeal and replace scenario, Obamacare. Replacement. Look, it took 8 years for them to come up with a disaster program, and everybody is out there expecting Trump to fix this thing within 4 weeks. And I can tell you that I've evaluated every single plan, and if you give me the chance, I'd like to run over that a little bit with people, because I think I've condensed it all down to the main points that they're talking about right now.
And again, we have a powerful broadcast. Our listeners are powerful in their action and their numbers. If they simply get your report that's got great ideas, I disagree with none of it, it's excellent, and send it out to talk show hosts, everybody. We don't even care about the credit, folks. All we want is to get this out and to stop this. And during this whole reorganization of it, put in good ideas like, hey, let's cover alternative medicine. Let's cover herbs. Let's cover nutraceuticals. Let's cover nutritional training. Big studies show hospitals and places have the worst nutrition ever. This is the key building blocks you need to not get these diseases in the first place.
It's just a window of opportunity that's opened up for us. We did the same exact thing under the Obama administration. We reached out to those guys. We never got a phone call back. We never even got a response back. I mean, if you really want to address the problems and all the money that we're spending on healthcare in this nation, we're ranked practically last when you look at the healthcare of all the nations in the world. I think we were like 28th or something. That is
we're the worst industrialized country in the world, and we're living less. Our children are dying more. People always say, that's not true. If you look it up, it's true. They've got all these weird drugs to keep you alive once they make you sick. And I'm not saying the average doctor's bad. They're the ones that actually know it. It's that it's this big corporate system, and Obamacare is the centralization through computers of technocracy, everything the doctors and nurses can do.
We are moving in the direction where people are becoming more educated about their health. Sooner or later, the FDA, all of these organizations are going to have to open the doors and allow this, because people are turning away from the standard allopathic care and they're looking for natural solutions, and the insurance carriers aren't covering it. That's a big part of my reach out for the repeal and replace, is that we have health freedom. People can say, I want to go to this licensed natural health practitioner, this licensed chiropractor, this licensed naturopathic doctor, instead of going to my allopathic doctor, or instead of being told where I have to go. And I would like my insurance to cover it. Because right now, I think last year we had close to, I think it was $400 billion out-of-pocket expenses from people that were money that was spent on nutritional supplements, massages, acupuncture, any type of alternative care.
And that builds a whole new economy as well. And again, folks, if you actually, with the fiat system we have and the level of industrialization we have, we've now reached the point we can do anything. All the mathematicians, all the futurists, they agree we should be working 2 days a week and then doing whatever we want the rest of the time. And humanity is just unlimited as long as we make it about humanity. The globalists want to make it about controlling humanity, imploding humanity, and then extracting our wealth, energy for their breakaway civilization. That's what globalism is, and Trump is trying to block that. The report's on Infowars.com. I want everybody to retweet it. Again, that's why I love Dr. Group. I'm not even thinking about, in the repeal of Obamacare, trying to actually have reform. I'm just trying to think, get the face sucker off of us, get the cancer out. But absolutely, why not go further, especially when we have somebody so open-minded like Trump or his wife or others that I know are informed about this, are actually involved with companies, that do this, so they understand it. Americans asked Trump to add alternative health to Obamacare. Repealed. We need to treat the cause of disease instead of just the symptoms. Alex Jones and Dr. Edward Group. Group really wrote it. We just put that up there, added a few comments. So it's on Infowars.com. Tweet it, Facebook it, folks. If you want change in the world, be that change. Dr. Group, thank you for all the great work. I don't think we'd still even be able to operate here with all the great things you've done with us in the last 5 years. You've been one of the MVPs of this fight, so God bless you. And I just love your spirit and the great work you've done.
Thanks, Alex. And I will say to all the listeners, tune in next Thursday for that big, huge announcement. I'll be in studio. And what we're going to be releasing is going to be life-changing for a lot of people.
It really is. We've changed my life. Thank you. We'll be back. Stay with us.